Right now, Officer Temple. Hold on. Flat oxygen dome across the street in a good area. Take a look. Call an ambulance. Start rescue, please. Hurry. Come on, sir. What's wrong? Hold on. I'm not reaching for nothing. I had nothing. Hold on. I'm not reaching for shit. I had nothing. I had nothing. I'm shot, man. Hurry. We got you. Roll. Roll. Hey, we need a chest seal. Chest seal. Chest seal. Sure. What's your name? Harry. I'm gonna cover it. Okay. Let's get a chest seal. It looks like one. Can we get some better light on it? Yeah. It's two.
Now, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. Thank y'all for tuning in. And there you see Timothy Johnson of Fairfax, Virginia, laying on the ground, telling officers that he is shot after this officer, Wesley Shiflett, and you see the smirk on his face. Wesley Shiflett was the officer who shot Timothy Johnson. And this is Mr. Johnson, who was 37 years old at the time of his demise, 2 times in the back while he was running away from the officer. Now, Shiflett was recently convicted last week of the lesser charge of reckless use of a firearm. He was originally indicted on the charge of involuntary manslaughter. But this man, current Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, stepped in yesterday and commuted the already low sentence of 3 years, and now Mr. Shiflett, this cold-blooded killer, is going to be released. Now, I'm going to show you the entire video footage from where this man claimed that, you know, the narrative. I don't even have to tell you the narrative, that Mr. Johnson was running away and he thought he saw him reach for his waistband. But before I play you the actual crime, just take a listen to this news article that they're putting out about how this Virginia governor just stepped in with the "I'm white and I say so" tactic and said that sentence is too harsh. Just take a listen.
Under scrutiny tonight for his decision to commute the sentence of a convicted former Fairfax County police officer. A judge sentenced Wesley Shiflett to 3 years for recklessly handling a gun when he shot and killed a suspected unarmed shoplifter in Tyson's Corner.
Yeah, but last night Youngkin set him free, and today we're hearing from the mother of the man who was killed and the Commonwealth's attorney who is calling what Youngkin did unprecedented and wrong. Our Matthew Torres is live in Fairfax County tonight with the latest. This was a huge surprise, Matthew.
Leslie, Fairfax County Commonwealth Attorney Steve Descano says although Governor Glenn Youngkin has every legal right to invoke his constitutional powers, he's calling the decision to commute Wesley Shiflett's sentence a political move, one that failed to consider the victim's family. And about 3 hours ago, the mother of shooting victim Timothy Johnson had these things to say.
Governor Youngkin's actions by inserting himself this way were really not about safety of the police or safety of our community, but rather validating the rogue actions of a one Wesley Shiflett.
Last Friday, former Fairfax County Police Sergeant Wesley Shiflett was sentenced to 3 years for the reckless discharge of a gun during a police chase outside Tyson's Corner Center 2 years ago. He was running after Timothy Johnson, who was suspected of stealing sunglasses and shot him in the chest. Shiflett testified that he was following training and was scared for his life when he thought Johnson had a gun. But Johnson was never armed. Youngkin called his sentence unjust and harsher than the senior probation officer's recommendation to hand down 0 jail time. But prosecutors who argued that Shiflett carelessly used force question how Youngkin can make a decision so fast and why he is getting involved in this case. Youngkin's order also has the director of the group We Back Blue firing back tonight.
And to have somebody who's 200 miles away, not listening, not paying attention in this case, come in like the hand of God out of nowhere and say, I don't like what that judge did, I'm going to do this, I think is absolutely wrong.
To insinuate that the governor took 48 hours to read over something and issue a decision is an insult to the intelligence of our governor of Virginia, who's done a marvelous job here.
Shiflett's defense attorney says that they are still planning to appeal this conviction of reckless discharge of a firearm. He also says that he was in touch with Youngkin's office prior to this conviction. And keep in mind, in October, the jury did acquit Shiflett of the most serious charge of involuntary manslaughter. As far as Steve Descano, his team, as well as Johnson's family, there's really not much else they can do. Guys.
We saw the governor saying, citing that Shiflett had no prior criminal record as part of the reason that he made this decision. Matthew, thank you.
Yeah, chilling effect all the way around. And we are getting more reaction to this. In just the last 20 minutes, we received a statement from the Fairfax chapter of the Virginia Police Benevolent Association about the commutation. It says in part, quote, the governor's decision reflects the fundamental principles of fairness and justice. Sergeant Shiflett's exemplary service and dedication to public safety should have been taken into greater consideration. It goes on to say the court's sentencing went far beyond the established guidelines, and we are relieved to see this injustice corrected. That's the quote there. We here at WUSA 9 are going to put the full statement in this story on WUSA9.com.
That is amazing. They said, we here at the Virginia Police Benevolence Association are relieved to see this injustice corrected. They're calling this officer being sentenced for taking the life of an unarmed man an injustice. Do you see what is happening? It was an injustice for this police officer to be held accountable for recklessly taking this man's life. And I'm going to play you the video in which he said that, the guy, Timothy Johnson, rest in peace, pressed to his mother, was running away from them. Now, it all started when he was in Nordstrom stealing glasses. Now, of course, we all know stealing is wrong. Stealing is a misdemeanor, probably punishable by 30 days in jail. Definitely not death. And so the fact that even, the white woman, the We Back Blue lady, was like, to think that the governor just looked over this for 48 hours and then made that decision is an insult to the governor. Well, it happened Friday, and he exonerated the man yesterday. So let's say 72 hours. But basically, if you heard that, what they say, that Shiflett or Shiftless, Wesley Shiftless's attorney had been in contact with the governor's office for quite some time, meaning that they already knew when he gets convicted, don't worry about it, he's going to be out of there. Don't have to worry. I mean, the ink was barely dry on the sentencing report before this man was exonerated or commuted. Now, we have people, been in jail for I don't know how long, wrongfully convicted, and they are struggling and striving to get their sentences commuted. But this officer, and just like the mother said, it was a political move. It's a political move to ingratiate himself. Glenn Youngkin is a Republican, so and I won't even get into the politics thing, but the fact that he said that the sentence was unjust. Like, are you kidding? Justice is letting a police officer who killed an unarmed black man off so fast. Like, this was 3 days ago that he got convicted. And then yet today, he's free. Even more egregious is they're going to even appeal the conviction. Okay, never mind, that y'all for executing a black man in the back while he was on the ground. Oh, no, I don't even want that on my record. Talking about his exemplary service should be taken into consideration. If I didn't have a record, like the lady said, well, it is notable that he didn't have a record. If I didn't have a record and I go out and execute somebody, I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be getting as much lenient treatment as Officer Wesley Shifless. But let's just take a look of the entire chasing incident, in which even the prosecutor said, well, no, if he would have waited for other officers to arrive and, followed that protocol, then this wouldn't have happened. But of course, he's feared for his life. That's why he took the man's life. But just watch this chase and tell me at any time, do you think this officer feared for his life? He was reaching. How could you see somebody reaching in an area that dark? And you see, soon as Mr. Johnson fell down, you heard 2 rapid shots in succession. And this out of breath, out of shape officer just breathing all hard. And what do the police do when they come up? Are you hit? Are you hit? With no regard, we know he not hit, but their concern is about the police, not this individual. Then they go over to the young man, and you heard on the introduction saying, look, I don't have nothing. I'm not reaching for nothing. And it doesn't say whether he passed there or, he passed later on, but that is what this man did to this other man, this human being. And we have this evil human being coming back and commuting the already lenient sentence that the man was given of 3 years. And it was really 5 years, but they suspended 2. Now, if you look at Officer Shifless again, just look at the smirk on his face. And I don't know if that's doing the trial or but just look at the smirk on the face. The look of evil, man. This is the demonic being. And I'm really, I know a lot of y'all watch my videos and, y'all mention demons and, these people are demonic. I'm really beginning to think that, these are demons. They're soulless. And for that governor to come in and just say, okay, well, nah. The fact that they didn't even charge him with the highest charge. And it even gets worse with the people who are testifying. One article, the lady says, somebody's got to say enough is enough. These guys put their uniform on every day. They're there for your worst day. When is it time to stand up for them? Why? When is it time to stand up for them? When is it time for them to stop executing unarmed black men? When will that time come? And the mother, Melissa Johnson, said that the governor was siding with a white officer that was convicted of a crime that ended in a black man getting killed. And then the lady who made that previous comment said, that's not true. And that's Roby. She's one of the blue people. But even Shipley's own statements convict him, or Shifless' own statements. He said he didn't have the luxury to wait to see your guns. We are trained that hands are going to harm you, and hands are what are going to kill you. No, your gun is what is killing people these days. And so this whole entire mindset, police department and the people who back them, is pure evil. It's pure evil. That's the only thing that I can say about it. But it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, that this evil is going to continue before something catastrophic happens. It's only a matter of time. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this case in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.